Is in and away they go. Optimistic, there's been backing for Optimistic, but it's dropped out to be last early. And this small field go through the first 200 metres. Happy Scholar and Manhattan Von share the lead. Walnuts trapped out 3 deep. Aphrodite easing behind them. Over on the inside then Stenar going forward. Optimistic back second last, and Very Jussa is 2 lengths away last. Manhattan Von in front and steadied, led by a half length Happy Scholar. Third Stenar the rails. Walnuts got in one off the fence, followed by Optimistic taking off 3 deep. Aphrodite back to second last. And last of all is Very Jussa. A compact field goes towards the 600 metre mark, where Manhattan Von led by a neck Happy Scholar. Walnut travelling okay third, going up 3 deep. 4 wide was Optimistic, and they're followed by Stenar behind them. They still haven't sprinted yet. Very Jussa on the outside from Aphrodite. They're starting to warm to the task on the corner. 400 metres left to go now. There's 4 across the track. Manhattan Von the inside, joined by Happy Scholar. Out 3 wide was Walnut, who looks to be travelling okay. 5 wide on the track then was Optimistic, and they're followed by Stenar, but the favourite Walnut went to the lead at the 150 metre mark. Optimistic on the outside, laying down a challenge. Walnut about a half length in front of Optimistic, and getting through Stenar on the inside, but Walnut too good, wins by 3 parts of a length. Stenar second, Optimistic third, followed by Aphrodite, Happy Scholar, Manhattan Von and Very Jussa. Looked a good thing. Bookmakers allowed you to get on because there was good money for Optimistic late, but it was all Walnut who was travelling well. And you can see there, Walnut coming away to win. Number 1, Walnut first, another win to John Hawkes and Woodland Stud, ridden by Michael Evans, $1.90 and $1.30. Second, number 3, Stenar, a good first up run, ridden by Nashville Willer for Anthony Noonan at Mornington. And third, number 6, Optimistic, ridden by Brett Preble for Lee Friedman. And we've had some interesting changes to times here, Sky. Race 2 will be run at 12:35. Race 3 at 1:15, race 4 1:50, race 5 2:25, race 6 3:05, race 7 3:45, and race 8 at 4:25. The time changes to today's program at Moonee Valley. 190, 130, Walnut just too good, the filly. Stenar a good run second, 5:80, and Optimistic a reasonable run third. Very Jussa didn't get into the race. Happy Scholar was there until the pressure was applied. Aphrodite got back, and Manhattan Von led them. No great pace, they just dawdled for the major portion of the journey. Okay, the numbers are 1, 3 and 6 after the running of race 1 at Moonee Valley.
Was Mossview working towards the leading spot, and just in behind them King's Oar, who's 3 deep at the post the first time. Mutual Benefit has settled back about 4th last, followed further back in the field then by Our Tristram. Back in behind him came Hedgehog, and back to the tail of the field is Bella Jesda. Working out of the straight, they've got 2,000 metres to run, and now the leader is Tristram Prince. Takes up control, a length and a half to Mossview, and the leader's travelling with his head on his chest. They're only crawling, they're really dawdling along. Second placing Mossview the outside. Third over on the inside is Goldbrook, and next over on the outside King's Oar to 4th. Pulling hard Kiora's Son with the mouth wide open on the inside of Born Again Zam at the 1800 metre mark. Then further back in the field behind those Mutual Benefit. They were followed further back then by Our Tristram. Another length and a half further back then came Hedgehog on the outside of Bella Jesda, and she's down on the inside at the tail. Along the far side of the course, they have moved along at a very, very leisurely speed in this, and the leader with his head down on his chest still is Tristram Prince. But here's a move from the rear. Mutual Benefit's putting some zip into the affair, and he takes off around them at the 1400 and draws out a length and a half, and they've quickened. Mossview is second. Third placing there, Tristram Prince from Hedgehog. They were followed then by King's Oar, and in a shuffle up, Goldbrook lost a length or 2. Born Again Zam was next, and they've quickened right up from Bella Jesda, Kiora's Son, and back to last is Our Tristram as they come down the side of the course now, working to the 1,000 metre mark, and the leader is now Hedgehog, showing out by a half to Mossview. Back to third is Mutual Benefit. Ridden along in 4th placing, he dropped the bit there, I fancy, Tristram Prince, and further back then came King's Oar, Born Again Zam. Then Bella Jesda, followed further back by Goldbrook, and then Our Tristram, and Kiora's Son is starting to lament at the tail. Down the side towards the home turn, and Hedgehog full of running for the moment, a length to Mossview, 2 lengths away Mutual Benefit. Bella Jesda's improving out deep from Born Again Zam, who's in the centre, and and over on the inside King's Oar, followed further back by Our Tristram. Further back in the field, Tristram Prince has dropped out, passed by Kiora's Son, and last of all is Goldbrook. And what was a muddling race early, they've really turned it on in the last part, and turning into the straight now, Bella Jester out wide, goes to Hedgehog and takes the lead. Born Again Zam, Mutual Benefit, and down the outside from well back, Our Tristram continues to run home hard. It's the danger. Bella Jester grabbed by Our Tristram. Our Tristram goes home hard down the middle of the track, and Our Tristram's going to be too good. Our Tristram goes home to win the opening event by 2 lengths. Second placing Bella Jester. 3/4 Born Again Zam. A fair break then to Mutual Benefit, and a long break the others. Hedgehog and Kiora's Son, followed further back then by King's Oar. Well back Mossview Goldbrook, and last of all was Tristram Prince. Standing by for judges' placings on the opening event, the AWA Television Handicap, won by number 6, Our Tristram. Our Tristram has done the job well. Quietly ridden, was at the tail of the field early. There was no pace on for the early part. They were absolutely crawling along. But then it did quicken up when Mutual Benefit took off, heading towards the 1,200-metre turn to bring them off the far side of the course. And Our Tristram, a 3-year-old, a chestnut gelded son of Grosvenor and Excitable Lady, raced by the Racavolis family, and of course they've enjoyed success here, having won 2 Adelaide Cups in past years with Our Pompeii, and have won here on Goodwood Handicap Day with the David Racavolis trained 3-year-old Our Tristram, ridden by Michael Carson, and Michael at his very, very best.
Racing out in a good line too. Leading Bounty, one of the first out from near the inside. Over Tar Bob, Streaker's Reward, Salieri's Son and Landowner. Over the first flight they go. Richard Cranium dropping back to the last of 6. Here's the second one coming up, and Landowner going right around the outside, going up to Leading Bounty. And around that bottom turn, Landowner is going to take up the running and move out by about 2.5 to 3 to Leading Bounty. And on the outside, Salieri's Son. One further back in the race, Streaker's Reward, followed by Tar Bob, and on the outside of him, Richard Cranium. But Landowner, this free strider, is going well out in the lead now as they go to the one down the back the first time. Here he comes to it, Landowner, pecked at it, but landed about 7 or 8 in front now from Leading Bounty on the inside of Salieri's Son. 2 further back, Richard Cranium improves now to be up running 4th. Over on the inside of it, Streaker's Reward, and 2 to Tar Bob last of all. Coming down the side on the first round now, and Landowner's out with a big lead in front. He charges out about 10 lengths in front, comes to the first of the double down the side, took off early but got away with it. About 10 lengths in front of Salieri's Son, Leading Bounty, and Richard Cranium. Here he comes up to the second one down the side here. Landowner skimmed across the top of it, landed 10 lengths in front now from Leading Bounty. On the outside, Salieri's Son, 3/4 away, third. 2 further back, Richard Cranium. 3 further back, Streaker's Reward, and last of all is Tar Bob. Up to the top circle, over a lap to go, and Landowner bowling right out in front here today, and he comes to the one in front of the stands here, about 10 lengths in front over Leading Bounty, and on the outside, Salieri's Son. Here he comes down with a lap to go, Landowner, with a big lead. Here he comes to this flight now, steadies at it, jumped it well, landed about 8 or 9 in front from Salieri's Son. Inside him, Leading Bounty, 2.5 then to Richard Cranium. 2 further back, Streaker's Reward, and last of all, 1.5 away is Tar Bob. They've gone by the winning post with about 1,700 metres to go. Given a breather, Landowner about 7 lengths in front now from Salieri's Son, who's a neck in front of Leading Bounty, the rail. 3 further back in the race, Richard Cranium. Over on the inside of it, Streaker's Reward, and 2 last of all, Tar Bob. Landowner shifting right out very deep out to the centre of the track. To the Dean Street first to the double. Got over it about 5 lengths in front of Leading Bounty and Salieri's Son, Richard Cranium. Up to the second they go. Landowner about 3 in front now from Leading Bounty and Salieri's Son, then Richard Cranium. Tar Bob being called on now to go around the outside. And then further back in the race, Streaker's Reward. Landowner only about 3 in front now from Leading Bounty. In the centre, Salieri's Son, and Tar Bob joins them quickly. 1,000 to go. 4 flights out now, and Landowner 1.5. Tar Bob. He's making his move quickly. Tar Bob, he goes up to Landowner. 1.5 behind them. They're just getting into it a little, Leading Bounty. 2 or 3, Richard Cranium, Streaker's Reward, and Salieri's Son's drop right out. 8.50 out. Landowner the inside, and Tar Bob matching strides. 3 flights to go. 3 lengths in front of Leading Bounty. 2 to Richard Cranium. 4 further back, Streaker's Reward, and Salieri's Son over the third last. And Tar Bob landed a length in front of Landowner. 4 further back, then Leading Bounty. Richard Cranium going up past him, and at the second last, and Tar Bob jumped it well. Set for victory, Tar Bob. He raced 3 lengths to Landowner. Then Richard Cranium. Leading Bounty, a different horse from Caulfield. He can't keep up with the first 3 at the moment. A gap, Streaker's Reward, but Tar Bob has dashed away. And homeward bound, it's Tar Bob by 5. Here comes Richard Cranium to second around the outside of Landowner. A long gap to leading Bounty, not himself today, but Tarbob is 5 in front. 1 flight out from Richard Cranium, Landowner. Tarbob comes to the last. Oh, over it beautifully. Ryder looked over his shoulder. It's all over. And Tarbob wins about 5 lengths in the run home. Tarbob by 5.5, Richard Cranium. 3.5, Landowner third. 10 lengths further back, leading Bounty. Well, he must have lost a leg from Caulfield last week. Then Streaker's Reward, and just coming in, Salieri Son last of all.
2 Tarbob, 231.50 for Richard Cranium, 240 no third dividend for Landowner.
2 Tarbob, 241.50. Number 4 Richard Cranium to pay 290 and no third for 3 Landowner at the barrier Canberra as we go out to Michael Heath with his late mail.
Yes, good afternoon.
Thousands to see Octagonal. The on-track punters club conducted by Adelaide legend Gavin Easom. On screen right now, about to interview Jack Ingham to Gavin's left. And unfortunately, the gentleman on his right I'm unfamiliar with. But in fact, we're receiving audio of this. Let's go to Gavin now.
As I think everyone in Australian racing is aware today, with the abandonment of both Brisbane and Sydney, the focus is squarely on Morphettville. Big O Day, the day that Octagonal has come to Adelaide. And for that, we've got a couple of people in particular to thank. They're the Ingham brothers, Jack and Bob. Jack Ingham has very kindly made the trip from Sydney today to see his beloved stallion step out for the one and only time here in Adelaide. Jack, to you, the absolute appreciation of all in the South Australian racing community, not only for the deeds of Octagonal, but for your generosity in supporting this day.
Oh, we've had so much fun with Octagonal, and the people have been so wonderful to us and to the horse. It's just a pleasure to be here.
Normally, Jack, this day is better known as the AWA Goodwood Handicap Day, but already crowd figures suggest we're on our way to a record. It must tickle you to see the volume of people here for the Big O.
Oh, yes, it's certainly great. I mean, Rob's granddaughter wrote to us and asked us to bring him. We've had lots of letters from kids and got 7,000 signatures, so how could you help but bring him?
I've got a feeling this is the grandfather in you responding.
That's the grandfather, that's right.
You've also today, Jack, embarked with the courtesy of Woodland Stud on a very ambitious exercise. For the first time, you're joining with our very own major sponsor of South Australian sport, the West End Brewery, in a syndication with the West End Punters Syndicate in a marvellously bred canny lad 2-year-old Yeti. How did this come about?
Well, I think it was through you, really. You asked and we accepted, and Johnny said it's a great idea. It's wonderful to have 200 owners in the horse, and we're going to get a lot of fun out of it.
One of our bars is packed with West End syndicated owners today, Jack, and John Hawkes deserves a wonderful tribute. He's never forgotten his Adelaide origins.
No, he loves Adelaide, and he's just so proud to be here today. And he tells me, we said, well, pick out a horse that can win. And he tells me this horse is, I don't know about today, but he's going to win races anyway.
There are hundreds of syndicate members on course here, Jack, and they're going to be following this horse with interest. Can you give us a tip for Yeti?
I think it'll go very close to winning.
That's very encouraging, and it must also be encouraging to Mr. Rob Chard, sponsorship manager for West End here in South Australia, who is the architect of the work behind it. Rob, this is a great day for both Woodland Stud and the South Australian Brewing Company.
Yeah, thanks, Gavin. It's been fantastic. I'd like to, now thank Jack. It's been fantastic. Trevor Lobb from the racing manager done a fantastic thing for us to get everything together. And today's the day. It's been 8 months, 9 months of hard work, and we're finally there and we're racing. It's fantastic.
Rob, this is a landmark day for SA Brewing, and I think it's the way to go for the future of racing around Australia.
Just today, there's 200 odd extra people here wearing West End badge, walking around, and it's at the races. And it's a lot of people who are not really interested in races. They have a small bet. Now they're actually an owner, and they're down at the track and they're having fun with their family. So I think it's the way to go.
Jack, over lunch, chicken no doubt for lunch. Will you enjoy a West End today?
I'll certainly enjoy a West End. I've had one already.
I'm not surprised. It's the day for it. Big O Day here at Morphettville. A splendid scene. We're heading towards a record crowd, an excellent racing surface, a popular result already in race 1, and of course the Woodland Stud, South Australian Oaks, the major supporting act for today's AWA Goodwood Handicap, and we can't wait for the Big O. He'll step out onto the track, 1:55 Central Standard Time, 25 minutes past 2 Eastern Standard Time. No doubt Sky viewers around the nation will join us as we pay homage to Octagonal.
Gavin Eastham, trackside at Morfordville. I know that we can wear some pretty ordinary ties, but Gavin's got a red jacket on, a purple tie and a green hanky. Maybe if you throw them all together, you get Cerise. Let's go to Pakenham.
Waiting also for our Colossus, who comes forward. Fayette, there's a little bit of trouble here with Tamala. Our Scenario is a bit reluctant to go in. Now Our Scenario goes forward and is joined now by Tamala, who moves up into line in the white with black striped colours. Powers Hope. Thackeray also goes forward. Wanted to back out, but they've locked the gate. Fayette still to come forward. Now the horse from Central Australia, from Alice Springs, King's Twig, is about to go in. Had the 4 starts for 4 wins on the sand track, of which many of our American viewing audience would be able to relate to, with much of the racing in America on sand tracks, dirt tracks. Dan Day is about to come up with Fayette. And the other one that's about to go forward is Belace. Good support here for Aquascene. Very good support for Aquascene. The last couple moving up into line for the smoke-free handicap. One or two of them not right. Belace still to come up. Fayette's giving a lot of trouble. Yeti appears to be okay now. Fayette goes in. And Belace is about to come up with them. One of them must have gone off here. Now they're going to take this horse out, whatever it is, and check it over. Something's in a little bit of trouble here. There's the rider of Light Force. And it's number 13, Light Force, that they're going to back out to have a look at. Now Light Force being checked over. The rider appears to be quite okay for whatever happened there, Richard Jolly. Veterinary surgeon having the horse trotted around before him. Now this is undergoing a veterinary inspection, Light Force, and is being vetted. And we'll have the result of this veterinary decision shortly. I think they're going to leg him back up, so this will run. Light Force appears to be taking her place in the field. Richard Jolly has remounted. The others have been well behaved. You know, they're trotting this around again. They're having a second look here, this time with the rider aboard. So we'll just stand by for the official decision.
Start. The horse is okay to start. Ready?
The horse is okay to start, we've heard in the background. So Light Force will take her place in the field with the others. They'll bring her up now, and we'll soon see some action. Just about set. There's the light. They're off and racing this time, and missing the start, Thackeray, by a length or so. Light Force came out running and showing good speed was Aquascene, and also going fast too was Tamala. Close handy Count Christo jumped better today and is right there with the field as they settle, and so is Yeti. And Danday close handy. Rory's Archer the inside. The Territorian King's Twig is wide. Just in behind those then over on the inside was Our Colossus, followed then by Powers Hope, and then came Our Scenario. Fayette is wide, 2 lengths further back in the field behind those as they come around the home turn now towards the 450-metre mark. Well back is Celestial Body, and then Belace, and a long last is Thackeray. Homeward bound, and on the outside it's Aquascene the leader. Down on the inside Light Force. They're 2.5 to Yeti. Further back is Rory's Archer, followed by King's Twig. Danday is getting a move on late as they go to the 200-metre mark though, and Aquascene dashed away 3 or 4 lengths in front of Danday, running on pretty well. It's Aquascene in front. It's getting tired. Danday is absolutely flying. Danday will get up. Danday has won. Don't know about second. Late on the scene was Our Colossus with Powers Hope, weakening Aquascene, then Fayette, followed further back by King's Twig. With it was Our Scenario and Belace, followed by Yeti Thackeray. Light Force easing down from Count Christo, followed further back by Celestial Body. The last couple home were Tamala and also Rory's Archer. Big win this. Number 2, Danday, has got the prize. Beautifully bred colt by the sensational sire success story Dane Hill from Holiday Spirit. Raced by Mr. F. Yip, trained by Peter Hayes, ridden by Gary Clark, who replaced the indisposed Greg Hall. And this 2-year-old bay colt is spectacularly bred by Dane Hill from Holiday Spirit. An October foal has claimed them, gave away a good start, but absolutely powered home. Aquascene's supporters would have been spending the money at the 200, but Aquascene just got a little weary. And then we had the late comers, Danday storming home, Our Colossus, Power Venture, in fact Powers Hope I should say, and wider out Fayette, who'll miss a place I think. But Danday to get it, either Our Colossus and the other one Powers Hope for the minors. So it should rest between numbers 5 and 15 for second and third, with Fayette and Aquascene close to them. Officially, it is number 2 and a photo. The major chances for the placings here: Our Colossus by Francis Bacon from Shining Icon, Shane Cale for Peter Blanche, and Powers Hope by Damister from Mornington Bell, Jason Holder for Leon McDonald. But it's very close. 2 and a photo. The official result shortly.
This time, Viscara missed 2 or 3 lengths. Jaunty Dancer slow to get going, missed it about a length and a half. Marcel Dien's away, running on the outside, land in front of Diamond Duchess. And on the outside, happened fourth, just behind those, Julia Cleo. Getting up on the inside now, Baltic Grey, and they're followed further back by Mistress Mahal. 2 lengths further back of the race recitals. Las Classique followed on the inside by Viscara. Jaunty Dancer midfield, 4 lengths Piglet's Gold. Further back in the race, Classical Miss, and 3 further back is Epidé, who's a mile out of it with Our Geiger counter. 5.50 out, Diamond Duchess inside, Mazel Dien's the outside, 2 to happen. Then Baltic Grey, a fairway back, recitals deep from Julia Cleo. Jaunty Dancer taken deep from Las Classique and back to the inside, Viscara. Around the turn though, Marcel Dien's got the front again. Kicked away now, shot 3 in front of Diamond Duchess, Baltic Grey. Down the outside, Las Classique, but Marcel Dien's is a mile in front. She's home, she's in front of Las Classique, and Marcel Dien's wins about 4 or 5 lengths. Las Classique second. The third is Classical Miss from Baltic Grey. Diamond Duchess, Epinay made ground from Jaunty Dancer. Then further back in the race, Viscara, followed by recitals, Julia Cleo. Mistress Mahal, Our Geiger counter happened. Last of all, Piglet's Gold.
Number 8, Mamselle Dien's, 10.23.50, 6 Las Classique, $1.70 and 9 Classical Miss to pay $10.60.
Moving up well, Canberra, 8 Mamselle Dien's to return 10.93.80, 6 Las Classique 190, 9 Classical Miss 760.
Right on the speed today, although led up by Diamond Duchess, turning for home. Got away again.
Okay, more from there shortly. Here's Tony at Canberra.
Stand by. Racing this time, and a moderate start. A couple of them were a bit slow to begin. Dud Check was one, and so too was Day Bake Treat and Ride On. On the other hand, a good start affected by Royal Cut and also Wing Wang, and there's the Grey Naport, a third at the 1400. Fourth was She's Our Blaze from Bonard, and they were followed then around those by Check the Coast and easing off Hills Colorado King. A length back on the inside, I'm a Tate, followed then in the Royal Blue and Gold logo colours by Bay Strike, worse than centre field. Then Vainborough followed further back then by Badminton Boy, Daybreak Treat. The jumper court order was next. Around the outside, Dud Check is back there with Stormy Jim, and 3 lengths away last of all is Ride On. Down the side of the course they thunder now, and the leader Wing Wang a neck in front of the Grey Napor. In third placing over on the inside is Royal Cut. Close handy fourth, the outside Check the Coast as Napor goes to the front now. 3 lengths further back, She's Our Blaze scooting up along the inside of Colorado King and I'm a Tate. They were followed further back back in the field over on the outside of those by Dudcheck improving. Colorado King lost a length there as they came to the turn from further back Stormy Jim, and back behind those then on the inside is Bay Strike, Badminton Boy, right on Bonard, and dropping back behind those then came Armitate, and last of all, and a long last is Court Order, but Napour has dashed away in the straight at down to the 200, led clearly 3 in front now to Bay Strike coming after it, and Daybreak Treat, and now Doug Checker putting in out wide. The leader's gone. Going to the front is Bay Strike. It's got a length and a half clear. Daybreak Treat. The others can do no better. She's Our Blaze runs home fairly, and so does Stormy Jim, but it's Bay Strike winning from second. Daybreak Treat. I think Stormy Jim got third out wide on the track. In between horses, She's Our
In this event, the first one to get going in the centre of the field was Expressa.
Stocker gets very, very wide over the final stages. Back to you.
Yes, there is out very deep, about second widest now in the white cap, and worked home pretty well towards the finish with that white shadow roll, but the bird had flown and it was left to Bay Strike to hold an advantage of a length and a half on the line. Number 1 Bay Strikes by preemptive strike from Sawtiller, R.G. Robertson the owner trainer, Heath Keeley the rider, 4 Daybreak Treat by Daybreak Lover from Tasty Treat, Jared Lorenzini for Ken Sweeney, and a late finish by 3 Stormy Jim after being held up by Bimboki Yacht from Sequence Star, Richard Stocker for Dean Saxon. The official margins are 1.5 by 1 1/4, and then a further long neck to fourth. 1.5 by 1 1/4 by a long neck. Now they've run the time of 1:38.55, and the last 600 in 38.15. 38.15. I might point out that there has been a breeze freshen up here, and they are working against that down the home straight, Hilton.
Okay, Ron, great race there at Morfordville, the third. Plenty of speed on throughout. And we thank our vision provider there in Adelaide Pro Video. Terrific service with those good close-up camera shots and audio of the start. And we'll keep you up to date if Gavin Eastham does any more on the punting day.
They're off and running in the chase. Came out in a reasonable line too. Barrowby Lord and Tall Lord bounced quickly with Jovial Prince in a hurry to get up towards the front. When they go over the first and head to the second, Barrowby Lord, Jovial Prince from Tall Lord, Trojan Gift and Bob. Keenaz going around the outside from Best Endeavours, given plenty of sight at his fences. He's out deep, and Regimental Arms last of all. They've got over the first 3, and Jovial Prince moved up on the outside to go to the front now from Barrowby Lord. Trojan Gift the grey third, 2 to Tall Lord. There's no pace. Keenaz is running 5th on the outside, 2 to Bob from Best Endeavours, and back on the inside Regimental Arms. About 8 lengths covering them. Coming to the first to the double down the back. Barrowby Lord and Jovial Prince got over it together, about 3 in front of Trojan Gift as they face the next. Barrowby Lord jumped it okay, landed about a half in front, now 3/4 to Jovial Prince, 1.5 Trojan Gift, 2 then to Tall Lord, 2 to Keenaz, 1 further back is Bob, and 2 to Best Endeavours, and Regimental Arms back inside it. Facing the double on the school side of the track on the first round, and it's Barrowby Lord together about 3/4 in front from second on the outside Jovial Prince. He slipped away a little bit, Barrowby Lord, with a good leap at that one. 2.5 Jovial Prince, 2 further back Trojan Gift, Tall Lord a half away fourth. 1 to Keenaz taken out deep as they go to the next. 2 to Bob. Best Endeavours just pecked the top of it. He went back to last, and Regimental Arms got up inside him. Coming around the top turn over a circuit to go, and the leader is Barrowby Lord, but they're not going hard. They're only cantering along, and it's Barrowby Lord about 2 in front of Jovial Prince. A couple of lengths into Tall Lord outside Trojan Gift, 1.5 Keenaz. Then Bob from Regimental Arms, and last of all is the top weight Best Endeavours. Here's the fence down the straight here, and here Barrowby Lord made a beautiful leap at it, and Jovial Prince hit the top of it. Ryder gave him a backhander for his corner, and the leader now with a lap to go. Barrowby Lord a half in front. Tall Lord strides up to him under a whole second. 2 to Jovial Prince now, 2 further back, then Trojan Gift fourth. A length then Keenaz, 1 to Bob, 2 to Regimental Arms, and 3 last of all is the favourite Best Endeavours. Going back from where they started, they'll face 3 fences down the side in the last round. Tall Lord goes up to Barrowby Lord, little between them. Come to the first of 3. They go over together about 3 in front from Jovial Prince and Keenaz, Trojan Gift and Bob. Barrowby Lord jumped it okay, dipped on landing. Tall Lord having another crack at him as they complete the 3. 4 further back, Jovial Prince given another couple of cracks with a whip by the rider. 2 to Keenaz fourth, 1 to Trojan Gift, then Regimental Arms. And Best Endeavours is 12, 15 lengths off them last of all. Double coming up inside the 1,000. Barrowy Lord again in front. He got 2 lengths to Tall Lord, 2.5 Jovial Prince, 2 further back Keen As over the first of that double. Jovial Prince got into it. Keen As went past him at the second of along the back, and Tall Lord clipped that one also. Best Endeavours is a mile off for them, and Barrowy Lord's race clear. Barrowy Lord about 4 lengths in front of Tall Lord and Keen As. 3 to Jovial Prince, 3 to Regimental Arms, 2 to Trojan Gift, and Best Endeavours can't get past a horse at the moment. 3 fences out now, 700 out. Barrowy Lord jumped it well. Tall Lord down on his nose. Yes, he skidded and crashed. Tall Lord's gone, and it's Barrowy Lord facing the second last. 4 in front of Keen As. 2 further back, Jovial Prince and Regimental Arms. Over the second last, Barrowy Lord jumped it well. He's 4 lengths in front now from Keen As. 2 to Jovial Prince. Now Best Endeavour's getting a wriggle on, but he's 8 to 10 off them, and Barrowy Lord's got a big break around the turn. 1 fence to get over. He's about 6 or